Hello there, guys, and welcome to another episode of Elite League Deluxe for round number 4 here in Miami. Well, I don't know anything about round 3. Unfortunately, I couldn't participate in that race because I was outside my house and I have had an important event to participate there other than the race. So, yeah, unfortunately, uh, yeah, I was on the race day, and that meant that I had to leave that one. It was on Tuesday, and the race I'm talking, it was going to be on Saturday because Bernie decided to add another race in this week, and instead of being every Tuesday, it's going to be every Tuesday and Saturdays. So, well, we're back with 2 races per week instead of just only one per week, which isn't new because on Elite League Racing Cup we've been doing that thing. Season 5 it was like in Tuesdays and Sundays, and on Season 6 and 7 was on Saturdays and Sundays. So it isn't new. It isn't new. So we're back with the 2 races per week, and well, we're back in Miami. This time we have another steering wheel. This time it is the Logitech G920. Fortunately, I could obtain that thing, and well, we're back. We're back in racing, guys. We're back, and well, it felt pretty good. The only complaint I have with that steering wheel is that the brake pedal is too hard, but well, with just some calibrations, it's all fixed. So now I'm not complaining about that. But while I was practicing in that circuit, I was struggling a lot with the brakes, and I wasn't having much confidence with that thing because I was afraid that if I didn't brake perfectly, I would just spin because the rear axle locked. And also we're trying a different setup than on time trials because almost all of those races I've been participating, those setups were from time trials, and just with a little bit of changes with the tire pressure, and that's it. That's the thing that I was doing in F122, but now it's F123, and the tire pressure is way different in certain circuits than just minimum on the front tire and maximum on the rear. That was almost always the thing in every single circuit in F122, but now in F123 we have a different tire pressure in every single track. So we don't have to be really concerned about that thing because some of them are pretty low, and that means that with low tire pressure means that it has less chances to be overheated. That's the lesson I've been learning since I was playing F1 2021, because I remember that in the setups I had the tire pressure maximum in all those tires, and I was always struggling with the front tires, and they were overheating a lot. And well, my solution was to just be careful and be smooth with the front tires. And in 122, I was struggling with the oversteer because the rear tires were overheating, and I thought that being careful with those tires would be the solution, but I just realized that the rear tire pressure was on maximum. So I was changing the tire pressure. I decided to just lower all the way down, and well, it got solved. So I decided to stick with that setup, with that tire pressure setup until F123, and well, we are here with our flying lap. Yes, we are making our first flying lap of this session, and well, into sector 1 we're just doing a little bit decently. I don't know, maybe I wasn't doing well, and well, I wasn't satisfied, to be honest. And now ending sector 1, it wasn't pretty much good because, as you could see, in some corners I was missing the apex, and well, I was just adapting to my driving style in this circuit because, you know, new cars, new steering wheel, and well, it's a little bit harder to be adapting in those situations. And now we're ending sector 2 with the 103, and well, we're just doing a little bit decently. As you could see, we are well, I don't know what to say. I was just trying to talk about the field, but I didn't know what to say. But now we're entering into the last corners of this lap, and the DRS was about to be open, and we're crossing the line with the 128.562. I wasn't satisfied with that lap, but still, that took me into third place, and we're seeing that Tamal is some professional pole position with mediums, and well, that will mean that Tamal can dominate this qualifying session, and maybe it is the sign that Tamal will do a Verstappen. What I mean is that Tamal can dominate the race, and we think that Tamal is choosing the soft tires for his next qualifying lap. So, well, I think the highest position we can do in qualifying is just being right behind Tamal in second place, because yeah, it'll be certain that Tamal will get pole position. He'll dominate it. And well, we are on my second flying lap, and obviously we're doing with our used soft tires because, well, we chose the balanced set of tire location, and I was doing decently well until the chicane, in which I just bleed seconds, well, tenths of a second, and well, I was from improving 1.5 tenths all the way to not improving, and we are losing half a tenth, and into the final hairpin we're seeing that we're losing like a tenth of a second, and well, we ended up not improving our lap time, and I was a bit surprised that I didn't improve much of my lap time. And I think that it is much due to the tire wear, because it is on the used soft, as I said seconds earlier, and well, I was saying that the tire location I just chose was the balanced ones, and that means that I only have 3 softs and 2 mediums, which means that I'll only use 2 soft tires in the qualifying session and save 1 for the race. And well, that means that in the 3 qualifying laps, 2 of them will be on the same set of soft tires. So well, I'm pretty confident that the next one will be a better one. So well, let's get into the garage and let's just be prepared for our final flying lap. And well, before we enter the garage, I'm going to say that, well, because I'm the reserve driver, and that means that I'm replacing some drivers in different teams, and this time I had to replace Toscano in the Haas, so that's why I'm that team. It's because I'm replacing that driver. So well, hope I can get a substitute performance in this time after those 2 races that were disastrous, because yeah, I've been dealing with a lot of problems, and now those problems are now solved. So let's just extract all of our steering wheel and confidence in order to make our flying lap extremely good and at least make us into the front row. Alright, so we are on our new soft tires. Unfortunately, I forgot to lower the fuel until the minimum, and the DRS is now activated for our final flying lap. And this time, this is going to be the real one, and into turn 1 I need to be careful with the brakes in order to not locked the rear axle, and unfortunately we're losing. Well, we're just gaining a little bit, but unfortunately we just went wide and still we just went wide and invalidated our lap time. So that crash didn't ruin our lap time. It was already ruined because our lap time got invalidated. So yeah, I wasn't angry because I just crashed, because I was angry because I just invalidated the lap time. And well, we were still in 4th place, and well, I wasn't sure if I'm going to stay in 4th place. And well, I was a bit frustrated because if I was doing that lap time, I think I might go up into 3rd place, because look at the lap time between Gludak and myself. It is pretty near, so it could be like 3rd place, maybe into the front row. But well, let's see if Gludak sets a better lap time, and that might change my thinking about the words I said earlier. And well, meanwhile we're seeing that Skywalker is out to set the lap time, and well, he's getting into the final corner and crosses the line. We're staying P4. Skywalker qualifies 11th place, and well, Tamal gets pole position. And well, I don't know if Gludak has set a better lap time, even a better lap time than the. Oh yeah, he has set a better lap time. Gludak is now in the front row. The Williams is in 3rd place. I don't know who he really is. I wasn't knowing exactly who was he, but we qualified into P4, so we're beginning the race in that position. That's the thing, it matters. So well, we're waiting for the race, and meanwhile let's just head into the pre-race strategy. Alright, so we're now in the pre-race strategy, and well, we're going to choose the default medium hard strategy, and we are changing a little bit with our brakes. And I was between choosing 57% or 56%, and I decided to choose 57%. Meanwhile, on the setup, I was in my mind about to decide to change the wings, like 15-17 or 16-17. Well, I think I have already changed that thing in qualifying, but well, we lowered the fuel down to 49 kilograms, and well, we are about to begin the race. There's no formation lap, unfortunately. In this league, there is none, and the race is about to be started with the 5 lights being turned on, and it's lights out, and we're on the way, and we're getting a decent start compared to the Williams, and we're up into 3rd place, and into turn 1, racing that. Oh, Puerto Loco has typoed me, and we are down into P6, unfortunately. And well, we were seeing that we were coming from a good start to a bad one. Meanwhile, we are about to overtake Puerto Loco. I decided to just back up a little bit, but I gave enough room for the other Williams to dive on me, and we are down into P7. That's not the start I wanted to have. And well, we are into the first straight-ish of this lap, and well, unfortunately we are down into P7, and well, the other drivers are very far away from us, so we don't have much chances to overtake them in this lap. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't have a good start, but well, let's remember that this is a race, so there's a long way to go. The only thing we have to prepare to do is that we have to be ahead of Bernie, or else it'll be humiliation. Now we are on lap 2 in this same straight. We are about to overtake Isa Costa, and we are about to outbrake him, but I decided to not do it because I didn't have much confidence, and we're seeing that he decided to squeeze me into the wall. Fortunately, I didn't have any damages, but that was a dirty tactic for him, and we overtook him, almost crashing with him. and we are into turn 1, lap 3, and well, he dark bombed me to re-overtake me, but I could defend his place fairly good, and we have won the battle for P6. And we're seeing that Costa isn't going well after my overtake, and we're seeing that heading into that straight dish, we are more than a second ahead of him, and that means that he didn't have DRS, and Bernie is out to overtake him because he has DRS from him. And we're seeing in the gaps table that Bernie has overtaken Isa Costa, so he was from P6 to P8 in less than a half of a lap. Bernie and myself are in 7th and 6th respectively. I was going to say 6th and 7th, but that would mean that I was referring that Bernie's in 6th and I was in 7th, but no, 7th and 6th respectively. So that's the word I was trying to say. Meanwhile, there's a long way to go because Carrasco is more than 3 seconds ahead of us, and well, meanwhile we were just lifting and coasting because look at our fuel, and if there's not going to be a safety car, we will run out of fuel because of our fuel rate. And meanwhile, the safety car has been deployed, and well, I don't know why it has been deployed because there's no retirement. No one has ever retired in this race, and still the safety car has been deployed. Maybe it is because it is on increased, and on the settings it might be that the safety car, it is more probable that it will happen even though it is a small incident, or maybe the safety car could launch and still with just a little touch and the safety car gets launched. That's some of the ideas Dominic wants to get in order to make the sport more entertained. Yeah, I hope he doesn't make that thing, or else that'll be extremely bad. Meanwhile, we don't have to focus on that thing. This is our topic. Meanwhile, we are in the race with the safety car, and well, it's too soon to box for hearts, so I decided to just stay out and decided to risk it, and I decided to box for the next time mediums. And well, to be honest, it is illegal to complete the race without more than 2 sets of tires. Well, in other words, you need to have at least 2 sets of tires run in order to complete the race legally. For example, you cannot complete the race if you do a medium strategy, or a hard strategy, or a soft strategy. I mean, and you have to at least run 2 sets of tires. And also, it is illegal to make a no-stop race, or else you'll be disqualified. So that's a bit of a gamble, because we have to remember that the safety car is not guaranteed, and also I have to expect 2 more safety cars, and in each specific laps. So if, for example, the safety car gets triggered right after it ended, I have to box for mediums. But if the safety car ends and then another safety car gets triggered right after it, I won't box for soft, because it will then be even the halfway through the race, and the soft tires won't last until the end of that race, not even half of that. So we need to be conservative about that thing. Meanwhile, we are in the punched up field, and in this game, heating up the tires is easier. It is now way easier than in the previous game. They just changed a lot with the tire behavior, and well, that means that we don't have to be extremely aggressive with the tires in order to just be in the optimal temperature. Meanwhile, these are the these are the race results as of lap 5. So, well, we're just heating up the tires and let's wait until the safety car ends. And we were waiting that until the next lap. And, well, the safety car is about to end, and if we are in that position when the safety car ends on lap 7, we will have good chances to fight with Churrasco and maybe Puerto Loco. So we have good chances. But unfortunately, I just didn't have a good relaunch, and we are very far away from Churrasco. Almost the second, and we were seeing that we locked our rear axles a little bit, and we're seeing that Puerto Loco and Churrasco are making a fight for P3, and we are joining the three-way fight for P3. It was a three-wide moment, and we overtook Churrasco, and we're up into P4. So we're about to overtake Puerto Loco in order to get the podium place, and we're seeing that Mal is about to overtake Churrasco in this straight dish. I deployed all my ERS and decide to dive bomb Puerto Loco into the outside in the hairpin, and well, I decided to just bike off a little bit and almost ran into him, and we're seeing that Mal decided to take advantage in that moment and decided to overtake me, and he's up into P4. And well, I'm down into P5. That's not good for us. And Tamal is pretty fast because Puerto Loco is feeling hostage from Tamal, and Tamal is about to overtake Puerto Loco. He is about to be done that thing, and I think he's on the inside and into the hairpin. Tamal was on the outside. Well, I don't know in which side was, but we just got a snap of oversteer while exiting that corner, and we were feeling hostage from Churrasco, and Churrasco is about to overtake me into turn 1, and I wasn't feeling confident with the brakes, and I was afraid that I would brake so hard, or I would brake so bad that my rear axle could lock and spin, just like Storm did back in Qatar in round number 1, in which I hairpin. He was braking, but he was braked the car too violently, and he just locked the rear axle pretty ugly, and he spun 180 degrees, just like he just got rear-ended. And that could happen in this hairpin, and fortunately I braked a little bit decently, and now we are approaching Puerto Loco. In this time we are fighting for P4 instead for a podium position. That's just pretty unfortunate, because if we just won the fight, it'll be just 12 points instead of 15 points. Every single point matters. So yeah, Tamal is just pretty fast, and that means that the highest position we could be if there's no safety car is P4. And now on the very next lap, fortunately I approached it with Puerto Loco, and into those tight corners the safety car got deployed, and for another dramatic reason, because there's no retirement, and I don't know why they are causing safety cars even though there are no incidents. I don't know what's happening. Will it be a bug in this game, or is it because the increased option is extremely dramatic? I decided to box for another set of medium tires. I'm gambling it, and well, hope safety car doesn't reach too early the other safety car, or even the safety car gets triggered after that, because remember, the safety car is not guaranteed, and unless which lap. So we're boxing with Puerto Loco, as well as that Williams was well, I didn't know what to say. I just forgot what to say. I don't know. which is his name. I'm not seeing very well. It's just too pixelated the screen to just see who is that driver. And well, the ARS driver, and he's up in P4. He also boxed with us, and Porco Loco boxed for hard tires. And well, I think Porco Loco is in the safe side because hard tires, he has been running with medium tires before, so he's not gambling and he's just doing the default strategy. Meanwhile, I am the one who's gambling it because I boxed for mediums and I was running in another set of mediums. And well, my planned strategy is to box for soft tires in the next safety car, which I hope it is on lap 20, between lap 20 or 22. So well, meanwhile we are heating up our tires, which is way easier, thank God. That doesn't mean that I have to sacrifice my tire savings, the tire wear, in order to heat up my tires in an aggressive manner just to maintain the optimal temperature, like 80 degrees, which is way higher the optimal temperature because we are at 79 degrees, 80 degrees, and we are still aren't in the optimal temperature. So I decided to just heat up a little bit, and that might grab up a little bit of our temperature. Meanwhile, Porco Loco is just doing some aggressive manners, and well, we're just waiting until the safety car ends. The field has already punched up, I think so, and well, let's just heat up our tires, and as I said earlier, let's wait until the safety car gets ended. And that wait on lap 11 is ending, and well, as you could see, barely Churrasco rear-ended me, and I almost rear-ended Porco Loco. Fortunately, neither Churrasco and myself got a 5-second time penalty because sometimes if you crash with another driver, even though you didn't have any damage, you could still receive a 5-second time penalty. Unfortunately, I didn't have a good relaunch, and that means that I was far away from him, and we're seeing that Tamal is left the section, and we're seeing that the ARS driver has just backed up too much. That was very unnecessary. I think he wanted to cede his place to Tamal because I think he just thought it was very unfair to overtake, but or maybe the game forced him to cede his place, but yeah, he has done in a terrible way because we are up into P4 and that ARS driver is very far away from us. And meanwhile, that has turned into a battle for third place, maybe into second place, because we're seeing that Costa is fighting with Kludak, and this might be a 4-way battle for the lead of the race, maybe a 5-way battle. That's just going to be an amazing fight, and we're seeing that, oh, we almost crashed into the wall because we just got a extreme snap of oversteer, almost spinning and crashing into the wall, and we're hitting into the final hairpin, almost locking my rear axle, and we're seeing that Costa is struggling a lot, and we are taking advantage of it, and we are overtaking Costa into the inside, into turn 1. We are about to do that thing. Unfortunately, I didn't outbrake him. I think he instead outbraked me, and he has defended the place successfully. And well, I didn't give up because we are continuing the fight, and into those corners I've done pretty bad, and yeah, it wasn't a good end of the fight. Or will it end? Maybe, but we decided to just continue with the fight. I decided to deploy all my ERS. His ERF of Costa has now run out, and I just overtook him very easily, and we're up into P3. That's just pretty good for us. Meanwhile, we're approaching Porco Loco, and well, hope we can overtake him and get up into P2. To overtake the leader, it's going to be a very hard way, because look at the gap with Glug. He has set the fastest lap and he's nearby 4 seconds ahead of us. He's now 4 seconds ahead of us, and well, it's going to be very hard. But still, it's just trying to be as fast as possible. And into those corners, you are seeing that I'm not having much confidence into the braking, because the tire wear is kicking up, and I'm getting less confident with the brakes, and also with those brakes I didn't know if I was braking too much, if I was braking not much. And well, with our new steering wheel, I'm not feeling much the same, and to be honest, yeah, I wasn't having much confidence, and I was afraid to just lock my rear axle. Meanwhile, we are approaching to overtake Porco Loco. So, after many failed tries to overtake Porco Loco, now it is time. On lap 16, I deploy all my ERS. The ERS is now deployed, and I overtook him very easily, and we are up into P2. And it was easy enough to brake a little bit calmly, because we don't have much confidence. The tire wear is kicking in, and I was afraid that I could lock my rear axle pretty easily if I brake a little bit late and decide to just brake too violently. I think I have to change a little bit more about my brake bias, a little bit frontwards instead of sticking at like 57%, because the braking in this game made me less confident, and oh yeah, he just rear-ended me. Fortunately I didn't spin, but yeah, I felt bad for him, because yeah, it could be very avoidable if I wasn't braking, like if I was just brake checking him. It wasn't my intention to brake check him. I wasn't having much confidence with my brakes, and well, that was the result. And Porco Loco is now 1.3 seconds behind myself. Now 1.2. Now, well, still 1.2, and well, that means that the 5-4 second place is over, and I have won that fight, but pretty suspiciously. And we're seeing that Porco Loco, yeah, I think he's coming a bad time, because he just crashed the wall, and maybe he'll retire from the race. And we're seeing that there are now yellow flags, and well, we're heading to those tight corners, and Porco Loco has retired from the race, and that means that immediately the virtual safety car gets deployed. And I decided to just pause and go straight to WhatsApp and say to him that sorry about that incident. Yeah, I was apologizing him, because yeah, it wasn't my intention to do that thing. I wasn't having much confidence, and he might think I brake checked him, and that wasn't my intention. But well, the third safety car has been deployed. Unfortunately, it is 11 laps to go, and I didn't have much confidence to box for soft tires now, so I decided to stay out, and Kludak is boxing, so that means that I'm leading the race. I was thinking about the tire strategy, and then well, I decided to just take into soft tires while I was just distracted. Oh boy! What happened? What? Oh boy! You can't do this to me. You cannot do this to me. Oh boy! I was just extremely distracted by the MFD, and yeah, I just forgot that the safety car was there, and when I just realized that the safety car was there, it was too late to react. I was crashing with him, and well, those potential 18 points, maybe 25, got thrown away because of a stupidity I did. Yeah, I just got distracted and hope I don't make that mistake anymore, because that is just very ridiculous. So ridiculous that I just even laughed, because yeah, I didn't believe I've done that stupidity that no one has ever done in league racing. Yeah, I'm a man who is just more prominent to just have incidents during the safety car. I remember on my debut race in league racing back in Liga F1, on my debut race back when I was very new to the THR team. I was like 2 days in this league, and I got a race, and it was safety car, and I was recording, and I stopped the recording and began the recording once again, but unfortunately the steering wheel got glitched, and that made me crash into the wall and DNFing, and that wasn't a nice debut for me. But fortunately, in my what happened? What was that? What? Huh? The Mercedes of Wolfman just crashed without braking with the ARS driver. Then after the race, he told that it was because his steering wheel got malfunctioned, and it glitched, and he couldn't brake. The brake pedal just decided to not work anymore, and he didn't know where to brake. He was just like Clay Ragazzoni back in Long Beach 1981, but this time, yeah, he just destroyed another car. He just crashed sideways instead of just rear-ending another driver. Poor Ragazzoni who got his career ended and just got his legs paralyzed. Fortunately, this is a game, and there's no risk about being injured by the race incident, unless you're having 100% force feedback and direct drive. That'll be an excuse for why you're in the hospital, because your wrist got destroyed by that steering wheel. So be careful, the drivers who drive in this option. And well, we are seeing that the safety car is indestructible, because I just crashed with the safety car and the safety car didn't happen anything. And well, I was just thinking that, imagine that in the real life the safety car is made out of resistant materials, and that it is more resistant than the titanium, and it'll be indestructible, and that'll be the only thing that is intact when there's a nuclear explosion. And yeah, I was just thinking that it may be all the money that has been invested in the FIA, instead of just doing carbonizing, it is just making the safety car indestructible. But now the safety car is ending. 10 laps to go. Unfortunately, I'm not in that fight. I DNF, so I'm now a spectator, and we're seeing that Bernie is overtaking Churrasco, and he's up. I mean, no, he's Kludak. Bernie is leading the race. I don't know what's happening. That slow driver is leading the race. I think he can box, and Skywalker is up into second place. Kludak overtook Tamal, and he spun him. He spun Tamal, and he's down into last place. He is down into 7th place, and Dark King is in 6th place. Sandia has a 3-second time penalty, and later on I decided to just check if it was a 3-second time penalty, or maybe multiple 3-second time penalties, or maybe a 5-second time penalty, or maybe a 10 one. Well, I don't know, but after that I know that he has a 3-second time penalty. Churrasco is in 4th place, and we're seeing that Skywalker is fighting Bernie for the lead of the race, and Bernie has regained the lead of the race, and Skywalker squeezed Kludak, and that made Churrasco having a chance to overtake Kludak all the way into 2nd place. But we're seeing that Bernie is leading confidently the race, and that's just some craziness. And Sandia, who has a 3-second time penalty, is up into 2nd place. What a craziness, that thing. That's just some craziness. Wish I was still in the race so I could experience that craziness as a driver and not a spectator. Meanwhile, Skywalker's down into 5th place, now regained that place. He's up into 4th place because he overtook Churrasco, I think, in the final hairpin. Meanwhile, Sandia has to be more than 3 seconds ahead of Kludak in order to not be affected by his penalty, because he has a 3-second time penalty. But what a fight for the lead of the race. At one point it was a 5-way fight for the lead of the race. I think it was a 4-way or maybe a 5, but it was a crazy fight. And well, hope it could continue on tonight. But we're seeing that Sandia has overtaken Kludak, and he is aiming to overtake Bernie, but Kludak decided to re-overtake him into the hairpin. They touched wheels, and Kludak is in the outside, and Sandia is in the outside, Kludak is in the inside. Now, Sandia is in the chicane, and they might be struggling a little bit, but the fight is still on. I don't know what's happening, but the fight's still there, and Bernie is waving, still leading the race, and Kludak is trying to overtake Sandia, or I think overtake him, because I think he wasn't in 2nd place, and unfortunately he couldn't that thing. But meanwhile, Tamal is joining the fight, and Churrasco as well, so this is now a 5-way fight for the lead of the race. DRS is now enabled, and Bernie is in danger because he has no DRS and the other drivers has DRS. And Churrasco might win the race if he has some luck, and the other drivers get the 3-second time penalty. And Sandia has overtaken Bernie, and he's in the lead of the race. Bernie is in 2nd place, and Kludak is in 3rd. So it is a 2-3 for Ferrari. They tried to do a 1-2, but it is now a 2-3, and Kludak is about to overtake his teammate, and he's up into P2. Meanwhile, I was just checking how many seconds of penalties Sandia has, and he has a 3-second. And well, he needs to be more than 3 seconds ahead of Tamal, now Kludak, in order to maintain his lead of the race. Meanwhile, it is now turned into a fight for 2nd place, because Kludak and Tamal are fighting, and into the chicane, he cut the corner, and Tamal has a 3-second time penalty, and well, that means that Tamal should be more than 3 seconds ahead of Kludak in order to maintain his 2nd place, but unfortunately he couldn't do that, not even physically, because he barely overtook Kludak. And into a final hairpin, they were trying to do a switchback in the straight, and oh boy, they just made contact. Kludak has gone wide, and Tamal tried to do a switchback, but they made contact, and he's up into 2nd place without the penalties being applied. If the penalties get applied, he'll drop down into 5th position maybe, and Sandia is comfortably leading the race. But it could be comfortably if it wasn't his penalty. He has a 3-second time penalty, and well, he will finish ahead of Tamal if he maintains that thing, but he'll be behind Churrasco and maybe drop down to P4. So he needs to be fast. He isn't not even leading the race. Bernie is still leading the race with the penalties applied. That is just the craziest for maybe 3 laps of the race I've ever seen in my life. Not even in real Formula 1. Not even that thing. Man, these cars made worse to make wheel-to-wheel battles. Damn, I miss 2022. And well, I think that crazy fight is now over, unfortunately. And well, the only thing he needs to do in order to maintain his lead of the race, I'm referring to Sandia, is to be more than 3 seconds ahead of Kludak if he maintains 3rd place, and I'm referring to Kludak. well, Sandia isn't leading the race. Instead, it is Gludak, and this is maybe a 1-2 for Ferrari, and Churrasco has plans, and has his plans to overtake Bernie and ruin that 1-2, and maybe Churrasco has chances still to win the race, and Churrasco overtook Bernie, and he's up into 4th place, 2nd place if the penalties get applied, and well, we're seeing the gap is increasing by 2 seconds, so that means that the penalties will get less affected by Sandia and Tamal. So, well, they're a little bit safe, and well, the place they'll drop Sandia will be like 3rd, maybe 3rd place. And well, we're saying that Tamal has got a snuff of oversteer, and Gludak is up into P2 physically, and Tamal has dropped out of the order. Meanwhile, Sandia still is in 3rd place with the penalties being applied, maybe dropping into 4th place by the gaps. I don't know how much are the gaps adding up. Still, no, we're seeing that still Sandia is going to drop down to 4th place, and Churrasco might have chances to finish 2nd place, and if Gludak gets a 3-second time penalty, he might be leading the race, but I think it is getting unlikely because the gap between Churrasco and Gludak is increasing, and I think there's no sign that it is decreasing. So, well, I think Gludak is going to win the race comfortably, but still, we're seeing that the fight with Sandia and Tamal between 2nd place, maybe 3rd, maybe 4th place, it is going extremely tight, and Tamal is about to overtake Sandia in that straightish, and he is trying to do that thing, and into that straightish, Tamal is about to overtake Sandia, but oh well, he has DRS, and he's about to overtake him into the outside, and he has done it. He is overtaking Gludak, and he's up into the lead of the race physically. And meanwhile, he might get demoted all the way to 4th place because the gap between Churrasco and Tamal is less than 3 seconds, but Sandia has another 3-second time penalty, so that means that he'll drop down to P5. Well, maybe to P4 because the gap between Bernie and Sandia, I think, is more than 6 seconds. Yeah, it is now certainly more than 6 seconds. And now 4 laps to go. 4 laps before the race ends, and still there's fight for the lead of the race. And Gludak has now a 3-second time penalty, so that means that Churrasco, with the penalties applied, is now leading the race. It is now a 4-way fight for the lead of the race, and there's a crazy fight for 2nd place because look at those fights, wheel-to-wheel battle. Oh boy! Tamal almost spins because he just got touched the wheels with Gludak and crashes into a wall. Fortunately, they didn't have damages, and well, we're seeing that Churrasco is approaching near them, but he doesn't need to do that thing because he's still leading the race. That's just some crazy things, and Gludak is physically leading the race. That is some craziness, and Sandia has lost the physical lead of the race, and maybe lost 2nd place because Tamal is about to overtake him, and maybe about to overtake him in that pit straight, and Sandia is in danger. Sandia is in danger, and he might drop down to P4, and well, he'll drop down to P4, and to be honest, that's some crazy fight, and if I was still there, I might be fighting for the win as well, and maybe I could be with the fight with those drivers being penalized, and maybe I could win the race, but well, fortunately I'm just here as a spectator. But now 3 laps to go, and we're seeing that the fight, I think, has stopped. Damn, I couldn't stop much about that thing because It's an interesting fight, and looks like Sandia has run out of ERS because I was seeing his red light being like turning on off, but Tamao tried to overtake him, but I think he just made a dirty thing and made contact. Maybe Tamao wasn't in an appropriate position to overtake him, but he's doing that thing, and that straight is just deployed, and he got easily into P2 physically. And well, we're seeing that Churrasco might lose the lead of the race because Kludak is now more than 2 seconds ahead of Tamal, and 2 plus 0.6 is now 2.6, plus 0.7, 3.3. Now Kludak is leading the race officially, and Churrasco has dropped down to P2. Kludak is now going very fast. He is knowing that he has to be that fast in order to maintain that lead of the race. I was going to say win, but it may win the race, but he needs to be in that gap, and also he doesn't have to spin. And well, I think the fight for the lead of the race is now over. We are seeing that Kludak is comfortably leading the race. He is now comfortably leading it, and we're seeing that the fight for P3, well, to be honest, the fight for P3 is over because Sandia is now less than 6 seconds ahead of Churrasco. Way less than 6 seconds, even less than 1 second. And well, Churrasco needs to be only less than 6 seconds to be in the podium places. But unfortunately he cannot get P2 as well. Skywalker gets the fastest lap of the race, but it isn't much of importance because the highlight of the race is that fight for P3, and Churrasco has overtaken Sandia physically, but he couldn't do that thing. He backed off a little bit, and we're seeing that Sandia's ERS is getting run out, and we are heading into the final lap of the race. That is just some interesting fight, and oh boy, I was just a little bit sad about my DNF, and yeah, hoping the next race, not DNF, but we are into the final lap of the race. Sandia is in danger. He needs to be more than 6 seconds ahead of Churrasco. The thing that may not happen because they're wheel to wheel with Churrasco, and well, the only thing that Sandia needs to have in order to get P3 is that Churrasco spins and loses 6 seconds and finishes more than 6 seconds ahead of Churrasco, because it is going to be unlikely. It is going to be very unlikely, and the only thing he needs to hope is that Churrasco DNFs, and that's the thing. He won't do that thing. He has to be a little bit careful because he has 6 seconds of penalties accumulated, and he doesn't need to fight for third place anymore. He has that third place, and we're seeing that Kludak is heading into the final straight. Now into turn 17, I think. He's braking, and he is about to cross the line. Kludak is into the final corner, wins the Miami race. Tamao finishes second, and Sandia, despite crossing the line third, he won't finish third because of his penalty. Instead, Churrasco will finish third. Sandia got demoted to 4th place, and Bernie, very far away, is going to finish 5th place. And well, I think the race is now over because Skywalker and Darking finished 6th and 7th respectively, but
it is going to be very unlikely that they will switch places. And well, we're seeing that Skywalker is finishing P6 into the final corners. Wow, what a race! What a last third of the race. That was extremely interesting, and that made me wonder in which place would I finish having not crashed with the safety car. I might finish in the podium, maybe get a race win, but well, unfortunately, we didn't score any points because we just got DNF. Despite finishing, well, despite classified as P10, I don't think we'll get classified because we didn't complete 90% of the race. So, yeah, we didn't score any points. Meanwhile, here is the podium ceremony with Gludak, Tamal, and Churrasco. What an interesting race. That was incredible. I think that was the fourth different winner for the first 4 races. I think that was it. And these are the race results. Hope I don't do that mistake anymore in the next races. And well, see you on Tuesday, which is going to be a double race. So have a nice day. Goodbye.